Good morning. So today I believe is Thursday, April 9th. So welcome. Yay. We made it through the first week of school remotely, and I think we did an extraordinary job. So kudos to everyone. Congratulations. For new students that are here, a little bit too late, but maybe it's a good idea. I put up a link that they gave us for navigating the SU portal. So there's a link there on the first week, I believe, or right before the first week, where it says new students, US portal instructions. So I did that and I was able to do that. Excuse me, I had a really bad injury lately, so I'm still recuperating. So be careful when you're exercising. I sort of overdid it. What's the other thing? I think we did exceptionally well. The links for English 133 are there. So as soon as you're done, there's 3 class homeworks. And I review that in your English 133 video. Then those links are up. And English 145, you guys did extraordinary. Be patient with yourselves. It's supposed to have linked. I don't think it did. So we'll see. Chill out. We'll see what happens. If the grades did not link, then you're going to have to take a picture of your grade and then upload it to SU. But I will give further instructions on that. The other thing is that I set up the teams yesterday. It was easier than my email just because all the emails were already set there. So I will be, so the teams in Microsoft are set. We will go through them and figure out how to do that. I believe that other professors have already started the team meetings. So for those of you who know, if you have other people that you speak to, if you could let them know. And it's just a work in progress. So a work in progress and a work in process. So we'll figure it out next week. I'm gonna want to probably do team meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'll split them up. So that, stay tuned. I still have not decided. And I did split up my 145 class. I think there's an evening class to it. It's kind of hard to read with the schedules. Just be, patient. Somebody was some of my students were very worried about the times. Don't worry about the time. It sort of is a free flow. If you have meetings, you have to attend. If you don't, then you tell your professor you cannot for whatever reason. And then through the platforms that we're doing, there's a lot of communication coming and going. As you all know, which is very interesting, and this is English, and I also teach a communication class, but not the semester. It is so important to be able to communicate. And at the beginning of my tenure in Southwest, I had some students for one of my classes that were very reluctant and very mad because they had to take business communication, and because a lot of people say that why do they have to take English, and this is precisely why you have to take English. It's so important to be able to communicate effectively and proficiently in order for the situation, right? I mean, I have to be very careful the way I word my sentences, because sometimes things that I would say verbally sometimes might not come across appropriately, because remember, you're not looking at my facial expressions, and you're not checking out my body language. And so that's huge. That's a huge component of communication, because communication doesn't solely come verbally, but it is through verbally and it is through physically that you can sort of adjust. When it's just in writing, it's hard to adjust, because sometimes you say things and people take it wrong, right, when you send a text. And that's what the lectures will be about. I'll start lectures next week, and that's really what your lectures are going to be about the process of communication and being able to communicate appropriately through writing. But I feel that the other nonverbal communications and verbal communications are important as well. So very important, because when you are physically seeing someone, or when you get to know them, right, it's very different when it's a distance type deal and it's just through writing. So much growth and much learning. The other thing is that this is a vital time for you all. You all are in the medical field. And so kudos to you all. I would never be able to be in the medical field, but your field, just as teaching is a service industry, and we are here to service, right, humans and humanity. And so if you don't, a lot of people want to be teachers because they get, the summers off supposedly, but you always work. I've always worked all the time, especially when you're administration. But in the end, those people that did not have their heart and soul in the profession, they wouldn't make it. It didn't matter if they had 3 months break. So that's exactly what your industry is. If your heart and soul isn't in it, they're not going to be able to make it. You know, you all are in the medical field right now. It's very interesting how things have changed, right? And how these things that we are living, like the groceries are so important, and the grocers, right? The people at the groceries and the registers are becoming so important. So people that maybe we perceived as having lower positions are now at the forefront. People right now of our service industry are being acknowledged as to the value of their work. The healthcare is always so minimized, right, and so criticized, as is education, especially public education. We always complain that, you know, our systems are not good, that our teachers are not good, and now, you know, we see the importance of those structures and the importance and the significance of the people that are truly vested in those professions. Like these are service industries, but they're also industries about humanity and about making us better and curing us, right, in your industry. So this is a beautiful time for you, even though all the things are going on and it's not a pretty, and it's not, you know, it's an uncertain time, but nonetheless, you know, be mindful and be watchful of how this evolves, because this will help you so much in terms of your profession. You know, just the videos about cross-contamination, you know, there's a lot of ignorance, you know, out there, and ignorance is not stupidity. And we talk, and English is English. So this is what my lectures are going to be about. Stupid is not the same as ignorant. And so check out the definition. Ignorance means the lack of knowledge, that you don't know. So it's better to be called ignorant than to be called stupid, because if you're stupid, you're just stupid, right? So so there's a lot of ignorance out in the public. I saw a YouTube video yesterday about it. A nurse was so frustrated because of the cross-contamination, right? And so people think that because they wear gloves that they're good, but, you know, they're cross-contaminating, and the phones and the money, people don't realize that, and you guys don't deal with money, but you guys have your cards or whatever, are so germy, okay? And I'm usually a germaphobe, and so it's been hard for me to you know, really keep the level of cleanliness that I want at home, especially, you know, I'm injured, so I can't do a lot of stuff. So so it is a prime perfect time for you all to be able to watch. And there's also other videos there on you know, very senior, very elders, you know, people that are elders. I don't like to call them old or whatever. They're elders, and so they lived, you know, the Spanish flu and the epidemic. And so watch those. It's very interesting, and it's very interesting how it humbled you, right? And it's very interesting because this epidemic and this virus has leveled the playing field from everybody, for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you're poor, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you have, it doesn't matter. You will be affected if you're going to be affected, and that's why it's so important to maintain, to do self-isolation, to do quarantines, and that's what the importance of it is. So this is a beautiful time for you all to really study this, and this will help you down in the future, you know, to become better healthcare workers, and to truly understand why you're in it. You're in it because you chose to be in it, because mostly there was probably somebody in your family that was ill. Maybe you've been ill. Maybe you were ill and somebody cared for you and you were astonished. So it is that made you come and become who you are, and coming to school and getting what you're going to get, your degree. So in reference back to the elders, you know, those elders are really teaching us at this point how they survived the epidemic at the, you know, early 1900s, and how devastating it was, and how brutal it was. And if you'll see their videos, you can see the weight of grief, right, that they lived, and who knows what they saw, you know, who knows? I mean, they're just explaining some of what they lived. So it's a beautiful time for you all in the sense of learning, and in sense of what it is that you can take out of this epidemic, and how you can be a better MA, you know, and for those of you who are aspiring to later become RNs, and those of you who are aspiring to become doctors, yes, because you can become a doctor if you wish. The only limitations you have in life are the ones you set, and don't you forget that. So these are very trying times. You know, we've completed a week. I'm so excited. I am honored to be your teacher. And during these trying times, I think everybody has been very flexible and very diligent in working things. And part of the thing that we've worked through in this week, right, is that we are able to work through our things, right? We've had to go into systems that we don't otherwise know. We've had to be able to figure them out. We've had to be able to sort of self-teach. And that's exactly what our life is about. Our life is about learning. It's about learning how to become better in everything and all that we do, because we are our first priority. And if you're not well, your loved ones are not well. So you have to make sure that you are okay and that you learn all that you can learn, because in the end, that's what life is about. And in the end, we need to be able to achieve a goal of life learners, because we life learn everything, right? I'm trying to, learn how to knit. I've been really interested in knitting for the longest time all my life. Nobody in my family knits, and I'm just going to start watching YouTube videos and start knitting. That's in addition to everything that I've learned, all my academics. So it's not just about academic learning and academically being a life learner, but it's about learning of life. If you want to be a gardener, if you want to be able to do sit-ups, I torch something. I don't know what it is, so I have to learn that I can't really push it, especially maybe at my age, or who the hell knows, so it's a time of self-learning, and it's a time of being a life learner. And it is only through going things, everybody, especially my 145 students, they're like, Miss, I can't get it, this and that, I got in. Everybody resolved their problem, and everybody figured it out, and everybody resolved their issue. So how amazing is that? You all, in the end, are problem solvers, and that's exactly what we need to be. We need to be problem solvers, and that's exactly what the coronavirus is, right? We want to create a solution, a cure to this very, very deadly virus. And so with that, I leave you, and we will not have class tomorrow. Oh, another thing on daily attendance, we will not be doing daily attendance video today. I got you all. We will be taking daily attendance only 3 days. It's supposed to be technically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I will not take daily attendance. I will modify the daily attendance that was prescribed to us. I hope, that's okay with my bosses. And so what I will do is take daily attendance, and I will do videos on daily attendance on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay, so that way Friday you have a research day. For those of you who do not know what research day is, if somebody can put it down in the link to figure out what that research is, make sure that you word it appropriately, so that way it can reflect the appropriate definition of what research day is. And then hopefully that way Friday you can adjust to whatever it is that you need to adjust, and then have the time to finish up whatever it is that you need to finish up with your homework. So for next week, there will only be 3 daily attendance videos, and that will be for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And those are the only days that I will be taking attendance. We're supposed to be taking attendance for Friday, but I have your back on Friday. And then I will be lecturing. We will do team meetings, and then we will continue with our classroom assignments. And just what I did today is really sort of the way I'm going to propel it into creating lectures. So many blessings. Keep safe and healthy. As you all know, El Paso is going up and increasing in people that are that have the virus. We are headed towards a very sacred holiday, whether you believe or not. So a lot of world religious leaders are taking this time, Friday specifically, to fast and to pray. So I am very spiritual, not necessarily religious, but very spiritual. So whatever it is that you believe in, God, source, divine, power, just energy, attraction. If you don't believe in anything, then you just maintain yourself and you maintain healthy. But for everyone else that believes, and everybody that wishes and has some sort of religion, if you wish to join the global prayer group, because it's going to be an international prayer group, and they will be praying for a cure. So I will be very much in a meditative and prayer mode on Friday. I will start fasting as of today. I'm not going to fast completely because I've been eating a lot, and my little belly's been really bad because I pulled through that, and I think I tore something, and so I've been really sick. But I will be fasting on Friday. Make sure that if you are interested in fasting, you research on that. If you're ill of any kind, then you need to probably not fast. But for those of you who want to try it, you can do fast. You can do all sorts of types of fasting. Usually my fastings have to do with water, and I usually do a fruit. Heavy duty fasters don't take anything except water, and that's it. So there's a variety of fasting. You know, and really what fasting is about, clearing the mind and being more in tune in body and spirit and mind. So with that, I encourage you to, you know, if you believe, to really send out those energies, and really let's get, you know, let's as a collective pray for a cure, so that way, you know, we can maybe save more lives, because that is what you all are studying, and that's why you all are in this field. You are here to heal people, and you are here to cure people, and you are here to make people better as best as they can in the circumstances and in the time frame that they're in. So namaste and many blessings, and may you enjoy your weekend. And we will have to do egg hunting by ourselves, which is, I guess, is okay. And for the first time, as I mentioned in my other videos, I will not be going to Chimayo, but most definitely that will not take away from my spiritual weekend that I plan on having, and able to first and foremost be grateful for everything that we have. Second, to be able to pray for all the ill, and thirdly, to hopefully you know, have the scientists be enlightened, and may we have a miracle so that they can come up with a cure. Many blessings. Namaste. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter. Ciao.